All right. Disney is working on casting for a live action version of Tangled, and they're looking to cast a Rapunzel character for this movie. There's been a lot of debate already for months about who it will be. A lot of people are intent on race swapping Rapunzel. They really want a South Asian actress to play Rapunzel with black hair instead of blonde hair. But it looks like they're going the more traditional route. They don't want to anger people right now. One of the rumored castings for Rapunzel is Sabrina Carpenter. I find this really confusing, if true.
Why?
She's definitely too old to play Rapunzel.
She's what, 25 or 26?
Being 25, and she'll be, it'll be a long time before they actually get this movie on the road and get it done.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make sense to me. I guess they see it as a full circle moment because Sabrina Carpenter came off of the Disney pipeline. She came off of the Disney Child Star Factory line, so she would be coming back. Yeah, she was in the Girl Meets World spinoff. She would be coming back to Disney to do this role. I mean, if I was
her, I wouldn't do this. You're busy.
Yeah, right. But Halle Bailey, had her own music career that was doing just fine before playing Ariel.
But she's not on her level right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So Sabrina Carpenter would actually need to take a significant pay cut to stop touring and film this. But I saw a couple of takes here. Amala Ekpunobi tweeted, "This girl sexualizes herself beyond belief. Please keep her away from Rapunzel." The leading theory as to why Sabrina Carpenter wouldn't make sense as a Disney princess is because she's too sexualized. She's just too sexy. She leans into her sex appeal way too much. So she's not capable of leaning into a more wholesome, family-friendly aesthetic.
I mean, just because she is doesn't mean she couldn't do it, but that doesn't make it a good idea.
I think it would also lead a bunch of even younger fans
once you leave the camp,
listen to her music and want to go to her concerts and see her doing what she does at her concerts.
Once you leave the Disney camp, maybe it's best to not go back if you do choose to go down that route as an adult. The less than wholesome route as an adult.
She had the innocent Disney star thing going for a while. Then she grew up, adopted this new persona, which, although it's fun and pink and glittery and girly, it's heavily sexualized.
Doesn't that just kind of seem like a step back for her to just go back to, like, maybe you go back to Disney years later after your music career has gone through a couple of different iterations, you've reinvented yourself a few times, then you go back to your roots rather than just
Well, Miley hasn't done that.
She gets I mean, not as an actress, but they honored her at award shows for Disney and stuff like that. She's still associated with the brand.
Yeah. You remember when she took her therapist to that award ceremony?
Yes, that's what I was thinking of.
It speaks volumes. Yeah. Another take said, "A white woman playing a Disney princess? The vibe shift is so real." They think that a white woman playing Rapunzel is a sign that wokeness is dead.
I'm with Jeremy Briggs in the chat. Just cast Pedro Pascal. They make him... He's in everything anyways.
Would he look good in the dress?
Yeah, he can do it.
He could grow out his hair.
Yeah.
Well, he can wear a wig. It's fine. But I don't know. Do you think that this is a sign of a cultural vibe shift that they're not willing to race swap Rapunzel?
First of all, I'll wait to see what they actually do, and then
This is all alleged.
I'll make that judgment.
But if they cast a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman to play Rapunzel, is that a sign of the tides turning?
No.
No?
I don't think so.
Is it just a sign that they're maybe tiptoeing a little bit?
Yeah.
They're getting a little more cautious with the way that they implement diversity?
I guess maybe because it hasn't been done yet, so the casting, it's relevant to the times, whereas like anything that comes out now, it's like it was already in the pipeline 2 years ago, so it's not really indicative of anything. So yeah, maybe the idea is that anything that's getting cast right now would be indicative of that.
Well, I guess that's the conversation they're having.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any rumors about who would play Flynn Rider, who is Rapunzel's love interest in Tangled. The worst thing they could do to this movie is get like Timothée Chalamet to play Flynn Rider.
He's too old, right?
Well, not only is he too old, I mean, he looks pretty young. He's not just too old, though. It's he does not have the je ne sais quoi of a Flynn Rider. He doesn't have that masculine.
Who does?
Of a.
Just cast Henry Cavill.
Yeah, but you couldn't really find a young actor out there who has any shred of masculinity to play that role. Like, they don't exist.
Yeah.
There are no Henry Cavills in their early 20s.
I mean, that's it's not really how things work.
They're just not out there.
Probably because the ones that do look that way in their 20s end up having it's kind of like they talk about, I talk a lot about how men in Hollywood tend to grow into their roles.
Yeah.
Right? They have young faces and then they grow into what they're supposed to look like. Boy bands were like the opposite. Where
Leonardo DiCaprio was also the opposite.
Boy bands were like the opposite, where it's like you start out as something that's marketable to women and then you become... you just look like a beer dad guy who drinks at the local watering hole, as such as happens, right? They go in reverse.
Yeah.
But it's not like you'd expect a young 20-something actor to have that type of presence. It's not what they're promoting right now. It's not where the marketing is.
Another actress that is being eyed for the role of Rapunzel is McKenna Grace, who does fall into the right age range. She's 18. And I only remember her from the Ghostbusters.
Yep, she was great, and
movie.
she was the whole reason, in my opinion, that Ghostbusters 2021 actually worked. Afterlife, not Frozen Empire.
I wouldn't give her that much credit.
Did you watch Afterlife, or did
we
you
have
see
a 20
Frozen
real quick
Empire?
from Mary Perry. Can't we just have Zachary Levi play Flynn?
He's a little old now.
Yeah, I mean, he was great as the voice actor, but I don't think it would necessarily work with a live-action adaptation, not to mention the fact that Disney probably doesn't want to associate with Zachary Levi, given his, outspoken political stances. But yeah, I mean, it was distracting for me watching Ghostbusters with McKenna Grace because she looked so... she looked so similar to Ella Emhoff that I couldn't get that out of my mind every time she was on screen. I didn't see pictures of her looking how she normally looks, though. I'm looking at a headshot of her where she just looks very normal, pretty,
She's also
feminine.
a singer. She's also a singer, which helps.
Good that she has that skill. That is a plus. But Disney is reportedly looking for an actress around the same age as McKenna Grace for the role, but not McKenna Grace.
That was rough. That was rough. That they're like, we're looking for somebody
shady.
around your or around your age and height and hair color.
Do you know anyone?
Do you know anyone? They're like, I'm available.
Yeah, for some reason they haven't chosen her. And then this is another interesting rumor. Jennifer Lopez might play Mother Gothel. That's the rumor, at least so far. Jennifer Lopez has been fueling rumors that she'll play Mother Gothel in Disney's live-action Tangled after liking posts about her taking on the role. Another rumor is that Kathryn Hahn could play Mother Gothel.
Well, Disney likes Kathryn Hahn. They've worked together, so that makes sense to me.
But what is it with them taking these evil stepmother roles and putting attractive women in them?
I mean, Kathryn Hahn is probably a great fit for that, which is that she's got a symmetrical face, but she's getting older and she looks fine, but she's not like she doesn't look like a Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah, but the idea of them casting Jennifer Lopez is just so absurd.
You mean like how they
Like,
cast
she's
Gal
so-
Gadot as the...
Yeah, if anything, J-Lo is too sexy to play Mother Gothel. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
And putting Gal Gadot in the role of the evil queen in Snow White also
Get
never
America
made
Ferrera.
sense. I guess you could go with that.
Yeah.
But, I find it interesting that they're kind of changing the meaning of the story based on who they choose for these roles. Because Mother Gothel is the archetype of the fairy tale devouring mother who has locked Rapunzel away from the world and deprived the world of her beauty.
Yeah. I mean, maybe the idea is that if she's not liked, then Jennifer Lopez can lean into her persona to sell the role.
Lean into what persona?
Well, the fact that she's a pretty unlikable lady.
But she doesn't know that. She thinks everyone loves her.
So a good director would be like, a good director would just help her figure that out.
But yeah, as for the Sabrina Carpenter rumors, I don't buy it.
Yeah.
I think she has way too much to lose by even taking the role, but also it just aesthetically, thematically doesn't make sense because she's leaned so heavily into this sexualized persona for her music that she couldn't just flip on a dime and become
No, I think she probably
this, like,
could, but it wouldn't benefit her career.
wholesome, like, kid-friendly character.
I mean, it's the director's job.
She wouldn't be legible as an innocent character. Do you know what I mean? It's
the director's job to pull that performance out of her, but as far as her brand goes, it's just a detour and a step backwards that isn't going to benefit her in any ways, in any way whatsoever.
And just generally, I am sick of the constant content cycle that Disney is going through, where they have to take every single animated movie and make it live action for no reason other than to put butts in seats. Yeah. There's no benefit to be had from making Tangled into a live action movie. Well, it makes more sense with the medium of animation.
Unfortunately, the same was true of Lion King, and it made $1 billion, and now Mufasa is actually clawing its way to a good box office. That wasn't even on purpose. To a good box office performance. And people will say all the time that everybody wants something new. People show up for slop, unfortunately. They do.
If you want to distract your kids with a movie for a couple hours, just play Tangled at home. We have Tangled at home. It's actually better than the one that they're making right now. So I don't have high hopes for this. But
what if J-Lo is like, I'm going to commit to the bit. They're going to use prosthetics to make me ugly, like
would she do it?
Like the penguin.
Would she do it, or is she too vain?
I mean, would that get you on her side if she's like, no, I'm going full character. I'm like Colin Farrell putting on the makeup for the penguin.
I would respect commitment to the bit.
That would be funny. They could do that.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.